Let's see. First, let's see who you're getting.
I'm getting Scout.
End.
No!
You have to get you on the Boston Basher.
A TF2 item review. I am so original. Can't believe we came up with this idea completely on our own and we didn't steal it from Chucklenuts. The Boston Basher, aka the bleed weapon, aka why did our scout kill themselves again for the 6th time this round, is a melee weapon for the scout. No way. That looks like something straight out of a zombie apocalypse. I mean, if I was in a zombie apocalypse, I would just use like a fire axe or something, but that's besides the point. Anyhow, the weapon stats are as follows. On hit, bleed for 5 seconds, and if you miss, the same thing happens. It's just that, the on hit bleed for 5 seconds happens to you instead. Also, side note, I like how it specifies idiot after the misstep. Like, I get it, I suck at the game, you don't have to call me names though. Now for starters, the gameplay recorded will be from my good friend because my computer is awful and doesn't support Xbox Game Bar recording. For some reason. Huh. Seems like he sent me a message.
What do you mean you don't agree with me? Do you know who you're dealing with?
Anyways, now that he's sky high, I can steal his gameplay and claim it as my own. Anyways, time for an actual review of the thing itself. First off, let's address the N64 looking elephant in the room. You hit yourself, and the funny bar goes up. He get it? Ubercharge! But in all fairness, it is pretty good. It allows you to hit yourself, and if a medic heals you, he can heal you at full Uber rate. If you've been living in the 2-foot sewers your whole life, if you're over at 150% health, or whatever the number is, the medic's Uber charge game will be halved or something, I don't know the exact number. And if you don't know, and if you didn't know that, you could go over your max health, then boy, you should not be using this weapon. Now what about casual use? You die. The end. Okay. In all fairness though, if you swing this thing around like a lasso trying to catch that AFK engineer with 4 points in a 40-minute game of well, then there's a good chance you'll die. Yeah, let's talk about, actually trying to kill people with this thing. Now as a scout, with you being as fast as P-Speed Mario and a melee weapon that has a very fast fire rate, your usual strategy is to run at that schmuck who looked at you the wrong way and clip M1 more than a demo main on King of the Hill. But when you're using the Boston Basher, if you try this, you're gonna die faster than a medic in front of Saxton Hale. Actually, scratch that. You'll die faster than a medic playing versus Saxton Hale. Because of this, you either have to be an aiming god, or slow down and weave in and out, like, just regular melee duel in TF2. Except that soldier you're hitting will kill you in 2 hits, which, is normal if you're playing Scout. But it doesn't matter, because he's gonna die because of bleed damage 2 inches away from that max health pack on Hightower. However, you can pair it with certain weapons to make the enemy team's blood boil, like the Force of Nature for some cheeky flanks. Or, you could use the Babyface's Blaster to become Demo Knight but with no crits, and you might as well always be charging with how fast you move. The only problem is, is the Babyface's Blaster. Then, there's the Soda Popper, which can let you hit someone and let the bleed fill up your bar. Kinda like the Babyface's Blaster. The only problem is that, it's the Soda Popper. So, you'll most likely just be better off coming up to them and two-shotting them before they can even process what happened. As for the shortstop, stock, and the backscatter, as much as I hate to say it, but just use the Soda Popper. It does backscatter's job way better. The shortstop is more fitted for a certain other scout melee. And stock? Stock's boring. I mean, look at all these bars. And look at this triple jump you can pull off with the force of nature. It's just screaming, use the Boston Basher, use the Boston Basher, make your enemies bleed. Stock, well, I mean, it's stock. It's consistent, it's reliable, but... I mean, come on, we're trying to do goofy stuff with the Boston Basher, not reliable stuff with the Boston Basher. But, I hear you asking, what about the secondaries? Well, I'm glad you asked, imaginary viewer. Because, well, there's a stock pistol, and while it can be a good weapon, the other options are just more fun, and some are flat out better. Like the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol. This can actually come in handy in certain situations. Picture this. You harness your inner spy main and sneak up behind that fat scout. You go for the swing of your lifetime, but you miss! And now you're gonna die due to the bleed. But wait, you have the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol. If you hit all of your shots, you could manage to save your own life while killing that 54-hour heavy. It's like killing 2 scouts with 1 loose cannon shot. On the topic of health, the Med Milk is also an option, but it just takes too long to use. With a pocket pistol, you pull it out, you shoot, and boom! You got like 40 health back. But with the Mad Milk, you have to pull it out, throw the item, switch to your primary, because you know if you try and go in for another melee hit, you're gonna fold it, and pray you don't miss. You also gotta make sure that you don't take your sweet time, because you don't have much left, till you gotta look at that respawn timer if you miss. It's because the Mad Milk is slower than the pocket pistol, sometimes you get to really low health, and since you're blinging out, every second counts. And since it takes a couple of those precious seconds to apply the Mad Milk, use it, and then hit your enemy, sometimes you would die than if you were to use the pocket pistol, where you could have lived, assuming you hit your shots. But I'm getting sidetracked. On the topic of pistols, let's talk about the Winger. It's the Winger, I guess. Goes well with the force of nature. You can make some jumps. Now there's also the Forbidden Combo. If you use this combo, then, well, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's actually a lot of fun. It's so fun to just be an annoying piece of Paper Mario Sticker Star and just ruin a fellow gamer's day. The dopamine I get when a soldier is running away from me due to all the bleeding I caused, only for him to pull out his escape plan and then fail to realize that, oh, he's marked for death. And then those illustrious mini-crit hit sounds. Ooh, it just gets all the receptacles in my brain a-tingling. Well, enough about, the combos. But what if I told you there's a dark strategy to turn this Boston Basher into a Boston Behemoth? For this to work, you need yeah, you can kinda just use a medic to completely negate and exploit the downside of the weapon. You can have constant Ubers. You can swing your bat all you want. The medic is as fast as you. And the best part? The dopamine rushes when you pop an Uber and go full-on Doomslayer on a group of enemies and just rip and tear them to bloody pieces. Or, well, not bloody pieces if you're in Pyroland, but who would ever use Pyroland? Not me, not in a million. In conclusion, the Boston Basher might just be Scout's best melee weapon. Now, I hope all of you go out there and make those Demoman mauled, make those heavies fear for their lives, and get dominated by that direct hit. Wait, hold on, I didn't put that in the script.